just because of a fart. A man is put in jail by the police. He follows the instructions and finds his assigned cell. The first thing he sees is an LCD TV. The man rummages to find it at random. Oh my god, not a single free program. Suddenly an announcement pops up on the screen. The man is sentenced to 46 years in prison, but if he admits his guilt within 90 days, he still has a good chance of getting his sentence reduced. The man looks incredulous. He had farted in the street. How can he be so guilty? He tried to get a lawyer to defend him, but regular lawyers only have a 50% chance of success, and ace lawyers don't come cheap. $10,000 is 3 years of his salary. The cost of this fart was too high. He wanted to call the police to defend himself. The system dialed the number. At first, it was busy, but by the time the call finally got through, there was no answer at the police station again. At this moment, the man thought of his mother. He tried to call her, but the system told him that he would be charged $3 a minute. Seeing that his balance was zero, the man was so angry that he burst out of his mouth repeatedly. For a while, the man didn't know what to do. He just kept feeling remorseful. Why hadn't he restrained himself at that moment? The man lies down on his bed in despair. The system asked him if he wanted to sleep with the lights off, but what he didn't expect was that even the lights in his room had to be turned off for a fee. The next day there was an advertisement on the TV. The man was attracted to a job where he could earn money for manual work, but when the system asked him if he would accept, the man's face was
handmade.
all it took was a fart while running. The man receives a text message on his phone. It says he's wanted. Immediately, the police fly in and catch him, saying that he was under arrest. Before the man can say anything in his defense, the policeman pulls out a silver bracelet and gives it to the man. The man asked the policeman why he was being arrested. The policeman said he was only responsible for arresting the man, not for telling him the crime. The man says, "What kind of joke is that? How can you arrest people indiscriminately?" The policeman warned the man impatiently. He tells him to put on the handcuffs himself. The scene shifts to the prison. The man is reminded to hand over all his belongings. After confirming that he has nothing to hide, the prison gives the man a new prison uniform as a reward. He follows the instructions and finds his assigned cell. The man is given a blind box. Inside was a giant crochet hook and a bundle of red wool. Looking at the instructions in his hand, the man learns the pattern. After several days of fumbling around, the man finally managed to make a baby hat. He stuffs the hat into the window with excitement. Immediately, a huge sum of 20 cents is added to his account. The number bounces around and the man is excited. He wants to work even harder. But here, a bowl of boxed lunch costs $1. The man cries as he eats. His heart really aches, but he didn't give up on himself. Instead, he worked day and night every day. Finally, thanks to his hard work, the man's savings reached $5. He couldn't wait to call his mother's phone. At the moment of the call, the bottom right corner had started charging in.
No, I'm in jail real quick. I didn't do anything. It's a mistake. But,
what kind of mistake?
Seeing the bottom right corner getting low, the man was about to ask for money. His father pops up again and says
I'm
something.
stuck here, okay? There's been a mistake. I need money for a defense lawyer. $10,000.
$10,000?
I know, I'm sorry, Mom. I'll pay you back somehow. I just need it. Otherwise, I'm gonna die here.
At that moment an announcement popped up on the TV. The system asks if he would like to plead guilty to a reduced sentence. This man is crazy, just for farting. He was sentenced to 46 years in prison by the police. The man has 90 days to plead guilty. If he pleads guilty within the time limit, the system will reduce the man's sentence. But the man is not happy. He used his hard-earned $5. He makes a phone call to his mother for help, thinking she wouldn't help him. So he starts to give up on himself. His greatest joy was waiting for food. Soon the 90 days were up. The system asked the man if he would plead guilty. If he persists, he had one more chance to hire a lawyer. It turns out that during this time of frustration and depression, Mom had already transferred $10,000. Now that's great. It was like a lifeline for the man. He didn't hesitate to find his ace lawyer, but what he didn't expect was, after reading his case, the lawyer, he simply said 3 words in "What kind of lawyer is this?" The man felt he had been duped, but he couldn't tell what was wrong. He could only silently greet the lawyer's family with his pen. Finally the man gave up his struggle. He was forced to confess to all his crimes. He lies in bed alone with his heart in his mouth. Just then, the system behind him reminds him of his release from prison. The man once again doubts his life, but as he tries to walk out the door of his cell, this time the man smiles as he is freed. He took off his prison uniform and changed into his own clothes. He carefully walks out of the prison.